inch in. Then you're going to come 6 inches down and make a little rectangle that is 1.5 inches from your 1 inch. So it's 2.5 from the outside edge. It's 1.5 from your 1 inch in. And then another line at 1/2 inch down from that. Cut it out. Reason for this is so that it'll easily go around the neck. And I just realized I did it for the wrong side of the back. It's okay, I can move it this way. So you're going to take that 1/2 inch line, 1 inch in, just down the back. And what we're going to do, this collar is actually a two-step collar. You need to get the neck first, and then we're going to do the outside edge. The reason you cut that out is just so that you've got that opening so it's smoother to go around. If you think of this piece going all the way up, the kinds of cuts you'd have to do to get in there and get it to lay smooth, none of us want to do that. So you're just bringing it all the way around the center front, laying nice and smooth around the necklace. And it tentatively, and then if I need to do a small clipping, I will. So I don't want to So nice and smooth, drawing your neck. And mark where center front is, just so you've got that as a guide, and your notch on your shoulder seam, just like with all collars. Take it out. Go up your curve. Add your seam allowance. And again, if you look at the book, it's going to tell you 1/2 inch. It's 1/4 inch because that's what the neckline is on all of our garments. Mm-hmm. And with this type of collar, you have a lot of variations for it. If you did a traditional sailor collar, you'd start it the same way. You'd just have a bigger piece of fabric to begin with so that you've got more hanging down the back. Then when you put it back on this time, you're actually going to put it on so it looks like you're putting it on upside down. So you're putting your mark of your neckline along your seam allowance this way, so it's upside down. Reason for this, you could have just left it the way it was before. It would have been a functional collar, but the problem is if you look at collars tend to have some life and some body. They come up and then back down. Mm-hmm. If you did it that way, you're not going to have that kind of lift that makes the collar fit around the neck and look appropriate. Keep your pins as flat as possible in this point. And around to center front. And you can kind of control it but just by nature, it's going to have, and that's all it needs, is that little 1/4 of an inch up and back down. Pin center back without pulling it down tight, just to keep it in place. And then you just draw your shape. So if you wanted to do a sailor collar, you'd want your piece to be bigger. You just straight across and up over, however you want that edge to be. For Peter Pan, you're coming right from your center front and draw your shape.
She's already loaded it. I'm not loaded, and she's parked right now in the parking lot.
And you take it off. Coming in center back is going to be 90 degrees. And then you just draw in the rest of your shape. I like your shape, I'm going to soften my shape just a little. And this would be like your typical collar. You can do a 1/2 inch, but with this kind of small or tight curve going around, you're going to be clipping it anyway, so just a 1/4 inch is all you really need for your seam allowance on this one. So it's got seam allowance all the way around. And I'll finish cutting it out as you're working on your princess dress. The princess dress today is going to have a little bit of back collar. Center back on the fold. So I'll cut it as you're working. Okay, princess